All right, what's going on today? All right. So there's some woman that did a video on TikTok. All right. Yeah, y'all gonna hear my opinion too. All right. I'm tired of talking about churchy stuff, and there's a difference between faith and reality. And by the way, I hope y'all having a good, productive day today, and thank you for your time. Now back to the story. I know some of y'all probably seen it on the news. You may have from other podcasters. Okay, about this woman out there in Atlanta went to some oyster bar, and she was invited out from a guy they were supposed to have originally had maybe dates or what they call appetizer or hors d'oeuvres. Okay, if you really want to get fancy with wordage, hors d'oeuvres. Excuse me there, my honey. Let's go out for hors d'oeuvres. All right, on the real. And rather than drinks, this woman orders a dozen of oysters for $15. I guess they had some type of happy hour. Next thing you know, she eats 4 dozen oysters. Okay, then had 2 crab cakes and dessert with the drinks, and tried to leave this cat with $185 bill. Okay, now so my understanding, the guy had excused himself to go to the bathroom and slid out the door. Okay, and offered to cash app the girl like the drinks and so forth. Ooh, sorry about that. There's always something going off when I make these doggone videos. Okay. Uh, but the meal was on that girl, on that woman, and she couldn't get what she wanted, got ghosted, so she puts it on TikTok for views. Okay, views and attention. Now, I made a video here a few days ago about that Cheesecake Factory girl. That's all over the news too. About the woman got invited to Cheesecake Factory, and actually, that's a pretty doggone good restaurant. Okay, you could easily be subject to spend, I don't know, maybe $75-$100 going to Cheesecake Factory. The food is fairly decent. Anyway, she didn't want to go. All right, and I don't know what's wrong with this woman, this oyster girl. Okay, but this woman has some serious issues. Okay, I don't think that it's up to a man. It's a man's job to feed a woman. Okay, but let me tell you something, guys. I'm not going to put it all on her, because a lot of these women, they're not going to turn it down. Okay, and I want to say this, just a disclaimer: not all women. Okay, there's some women, I think that have home training, and they could probably go with you to an Applebee's or Olive Garden, or I don't know, Denny's or somewhere. Okay, so rich people, how do you think they get rich? They don't go to spots like that every, I don't know, twice a week. Okay, 3 times a week, because they be broke. Okay, guys, you need to be very, very careful. All right, you may want to speak with these women for a minute and get to know them a little bit. Don't be so quick to rush to judgment and rush to ask them out. Take your time. Take a few days, okay? 4 or 5 days. All right? That's just my recommendation, okay? And maybe see if she's willing to reciprocate, and let her show you that she's interested. I'm just saying, just don't be so quick to ask out right away. All right? Don't be so quick just to, I don't know, rush to judgment or respond. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Obviously, this goes to show that this woman did not have any kind of home training, okay, whatsoever. It is not his job okay? Or ladies, if you that type and looking at this video, it is not no other grown person's job to feed you, okay? And if you fall in that boat like her, you got some issues, all right? I'm thinking for her to have 48 oysters and then on top of that crab cakes, hell, that's more than what I eat. I don't see how people, like people like look like me end up getting into sushi and all that crap anyway, oysters and all that. But then again, me growing up in Virginia, I used to eat oysters, freshwater that is, okay, because they had freshwater. I used to freshwater and saltwater fish when I was a kid until I was 13. I found out what that black lumplet was. When I found out what that was, I never ate another oyster again. You know what I'm saying? Catch them straight out the river, pop it out, put some salt on it, done. All right, I ain't had in almost 40 years. Hadn't had an oyster. Okay, but back to the story where she was left with the bill because I just think that what she did was unreasonable, and I think that she knew it and thought she could try to pull it off and end up eating the right one. Okay, I'd say like this, ladies, if you fall into that category, be reasonable. All right, would you want a guy to take you for what it's worth, take you for $185 to leave you for, a bill like that? Maybe unless that's your husband or whatever, okay? Or maybe somebody that's very, very significant. Maybe somebody that you plan on marrying. And I'd say that with great reluctance, okay? Uh, so um, that, and guys, let me tell you something. This is just my recommendation in closing. Do not or try not to, well, I'm not saying try not to, do not, I say on the first date initially, be very careful about setting a high bar. Because again, and I said this on the last video where I did about that cheesecake video factory, when you start that way, you got to be that way, okay? And also diversify, like, when you go out and stuff like that. It probably doesn't hurt maybe to cook at home. Maybe somebody could offer to do that, or Denny's, or you know what I'm saying? Heck, maybe wouldn't even hurt maybe to go to somewhere like, I don't know, like a Wendy's or something like that, get a salad, but if you don't have it, just let them know, all right? You just don't have it. And, if the money's tight or, and, or maybe suggest to go Dutch or whatever. And I'm just thinking if she likes you, she can understand that, all right? But let me tell you something there, gentlemen. You're going to have some money to take a woman out. You're going to have some to an extent, and you can't come to the table with nothing. All right, that's just the way many want to go at times or whatever. Okay, whether they're reasonable or not. Every girl likes to be spoiled. All right, if she's taking the time out for you, getting her hair and herself fixed up or whatever. All I'm saying is set probably between maybe just below, like if it's in the middle of a scale, just below or just higher than like a median type ordeal. Okay, that's what I would do if I were you. All right, and a lot of that has to do with what your budget can afford too. All right, but be very, very, very careful because, like I say, chasing after women or whatever. Okay, then all you're gonna do is end up broke. And that's probably a woman that's probably used to being taken out like that frequently. So that's what she's just used to, okay? Going to an oyster bar like going to Popeyes or whatever, okay? And that's probably where she goes if she takes herself out, okay? Control your thirst, guys, all right? Because women are starting, some are starting to monetize your thirst, okay? So keep your mind on the Most High, yourself, your work, and the ladies, they'll fall in place. All right, you run into one that understand. Be patient. Now let me know what you think about this video. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Check out some of the other videos. Cash App, $ Winston Spivey if you want to donate.